Alrighty, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 881. Kill the Bitch, Monster Sharks as Feminine Archetypes. Wow, what a great title. This is from Wit and Folly. We've covered Wit and Folly years and years ago. I think my first was with LitDev, actually, and ever since then, it's kind of been the same style of video, or at least the topics have been always about female something or other. Definitely feminist, or feminist slant. And then she has a focus on Joseph Campbell and the Hero with a Thousand Faces. And everything has been, over the years, about that in some capacity. And with that comes all the political mumbo-jumbo we expect from people following that. So there's the hero's myth, there's the heroine's myth, and then there's the American monomyth. I don't know. There's a certain word for that. I can't remember. But she covers that extensively, and that's pretty much all she does. So feminism, politics, and the monomyth in some flavor. And it's hard to grasp unless she explains that. And I was talking this with Bad Boy before, that there's a big jump in the narrative that she shares between her own thoughts and what she reads, or maybe her professor that's teaching her this. And it sounds like the professor is like a 70-year-old single woman who went to Africa and hung around and danced with the tribes, and she came back and thought this is life and this is how we should explain reality to the West. And it just sort of kept going, and now we're at feminism wave 6, whatever that is. And yeah, we're talking about shark movies or shark books. I don't know. What is this about? I couldn't tell you exactly.
Yeah. I didn't get, as I was telling Smud before we started, I didn't get very far into the video. You'll see why once we hit the 3-minute mark. But obviously they have the shark movie with Jason Statham on the screen. That's the screen cap. I forget the name. Oh, The Trench. The Trench. That's a female shark, I remember. I actually read the book for that one. I wonder if she's going to reference like other shark movies, like Deep Blue Sea. I know that had a female shark in it. I don't think Jaws was a female because they called it Bruce, or at least they called the robot Bruce, the shark, the robot shark. They called it Bruce.
Knowing the symbolism, I'm gonna assume the sharks represent a female force or some female versus male fantasy thing. Who knows with this?
All I'm gonna say, Smud, is yes.
Oh, all right. That's not.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Is yes.
Comforting, wonderful. Okay. This came out what? Let me check the date on this. Oh, it came out 2 years ago in November, and it's got about less than 3,000 views. That's fine. The upvote and downvote ratio is roughly, I don't know, 90% upvote. So some people took some umbrage to this, I guess. I don't know. Haven't read the comments. Don't know. But it's Wit and Folly. We know what to expect. Less crazy than Maggie May, but still in the ballpark of political, feministic, and wildly interpretive of how the narrative of a story goes. And it's 26 and a half minutes, so it will take some time. Whew. Hopefully we'll barrel through it without pausing too much. Hopefully. Anyway, here we go. Ah, the pretentious start. The soft music.
In 1971, 4 years before Jaws was released in theaters, a lesser-known film made its way into the psyche of the American public. Blue Water, White Death.
I highly doubt that made its way to the psyche. Has anyone heard of this?
Yeah, she starts it off with like lesser known, and then she says it made it into the American public. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You can't say it's a lesser known film and then say, oh yeah, people know about it. You know, lots of people know about it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Directed by.
Well, it's a documentary. Then no one's gonna know about it. Oh, forget about that.
And this came out before Jaws as well, too.
Yeah, I know.
And James Lipscomb. It documented a crew of photographers and adventurers as they go searching for a great white, believing it to be the last real predator on Earth. The group runs into many obstacles in finding a great white, slaughtering a whale day after day to use as bait. It's honestly difficult to watch given what we know now about the delicate balance of the sea's ecosystems. Nonetheless, the film is a fascinating insight into the human perspective of these animals in the 1970s. It has an almost horrific feeling to it, beginning with blood in the water and this description.
The great white shark, Carcharodon carcharius. Common names, white death, man-eater. Remarks. Most dangerous cold-blooded predator, credited with more attacks on boats and men than any other shark.
After a months-long journey to several exotic locales, the crew are able to lure 2 great whites to their boat in Australia, capturing for the first time on camera the ferocity and power of this predator. The film was well received in theaters and was broadcasted on television during the 1970s through the 1980s, showing viewers at home what may lurk below the murky depths.
You know, this could be very memorable to the viewing psyche of video or movies, because I don't know where the majority of underwater cinematography came from. It could be this documentary, but no one remembers it. No one knows the name. I think there was like a Netflix special a few years ago about some guy hanging out in some waters, and there was an octopus he befriended, and it was called The Octopus Teacher or something like that on Netflix. Like, that is the closest thing I can think of to a aquatic documentary, I guess. I don't know.
I think like National Geographic does like Shark Week every other.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty common nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Back then, okay, fair enough. I don't know. All right.
The producers of the movie are Richard Zanuck and David Brown. I wanted to convey the visceral fear people have of being eaten. And I asked David Brown if that same fear was what he wanted the movie to illustrate.
Oh, indeed. It's the shark's eye view of the human body, the fear of disfigurement, of being maimed, of being...
When Richard Zanuck and David Brown discovered the novel Jaws, written by Peter Benchley, it was a story about the misery of human relationships, a broken marriage, and corruption in a small seaside community.
Those are minor elements, but yeah, that's not wrong. Okay, it's really about 3 guys trying to kill a shark, just like Moby Dick. So
yeah,
that's the main plot.
Is just secondary in this story, a metaphor that brings together the characters to defeat their collective darkness. But still, the novel...
There's one character who's traumatized. That's the sailor dude. I can't remember his name. Quinn, yeah, something like that.
Quint.
The main character is just an every guy. He's an everyman. He's like a generic dude. Like, that's the idea. I think he's scared of the water, so he doesn't like going out there. He doesn't like his kids going out there. Like, it's his general fear of water. And that's when we talk about the hero's journey, we talk about the everyman or even the American monomyth. There's always some personal hurdle he has to overcome. That's it. That's as simple as it gets. And we point to the American monomyth, for example. It's like Superman, Batman. There's some self-made character. And it's more realistic. He's just a guy who happens to be a policeman.
Yep.
And big books make big movies. So Zanuck and Brown put all their trust in the 26-year-old Steven Spielberg, and an epic was made.
It's not really an epic. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think it was that much money involved, and it's barely any special effects aside from the animatronics. Compared to Dune, which was a big series of books and a crazy big movie that also took place in the late 70s. So maybe they mean big in terms of like drama or horror or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Created the devil and gave him jaws.
This story, which wildly deviated from the novel it was based on,
they cut stuff out. They homogenized some elements, but they didn't cut, like, it wasn't this horrifically bad change.
Shark as the main villain and the chief of police, Martin Brody, as the hero. Brody is the American everyman who is sandwiched between a man of science and a man of faith. In the
he was a man of faith?
Yeah, Quint is a man of faith. I was like, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I thought he was a traumatized war veteran who lost all his friends in World War II to sharks or something like that.
And kind of an asshole.
Oh yeah, he's a sailor, so he's kind of swears. He's your stereotype of a sailor. It's like, yep, that's a sailor.
Yep.
Important, Brody is willing to sacrifice himself physically and socially for his community.
Socially, huh?
In the novel, Brody's wife was having an affair with the scientist, but the movie removes this point entirely, opting for the metaphor over the literal. What I mean by this is that the shark itself represents castration.
That was it. That was where I stopped the video.
Okay, so we're going from analysis of the plot or whatever the events of the story are to postmodern versions of a feminist lens. Not just a feminist lens. This is a postmodern view through the lens of the feminism of the 70s. I don't know which version she's got. I guess this would be something to do with Freud or maybe Jung. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it has to be sexual because you can't just bring up castration and say killing. Like, I think the first victim is just some female.
Yeah, it's a girl, college girl.
Yeah, and then it's like an old man, and then it becomes like a little boy. So,
I'm trying to remember. I think the boy was the boy was next, and a dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
And a dog, and then it was a guy. I don't think the shark ate him. I think he. Oh, maybe he did. I don't know. And then
Well, what I'm saying is that if it's going to be about castration, you're going to be about killing virile men, and if the first three that are killed, as far as I recall, I don't remember the entire story. The first one's a female, the second one's a boy, and the second one's an old man. I'm like, you're not castrating these people. You're just arbitrarily eating people. So
yeah, I mean, unless she's going by the book, and who knows who died in the book.
I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know.
Log of the film shows a young man chasing a seductress into the water. And this act of seduction is punished by bloody thrashing, leaving the young woman in pieces, feasted upon by crabs. After this, the focus of the monster shifts. Aside from the opening scene, every being threatened by the shark are men and boys.
The red boat.
In this way, the shark is gendered, a dark feminine that...
Well, no, you can't say that if you just said the first victim is female. So, no. There's either a pattern or there isn't. So, no, the first one's female. We get some boys, which are not virile. They're boys. They're not men.
Yeah, was she trying to imply that the girl got killed because she was, flirting with a guy?
That's interesting. I don't know.
Is that what she was trying to imply?
That would be like this weird sort of return to normalcy. Like the women cannot seduce the men. That is against orthodoxy. And then they have to kill off all the harlots and all the floozies. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
Seeks to castrate the men. In Jungian mythology, the terrible mother is an inverse of the creative power of the womb, made into a...
Oh no! You guys don't remember this, but she did a review of The Last Jedi, and she counted 4 wombs in The Last Jedi. And in this story, I'm assuming the womb would be the ocean, or the boat, or maybe even the city they're in. There's all this... You could put a womb in any symbolism, anything that's conflicting or constraining and coaxing you to get it. It's like, okay, this is getting a bit too sexual for my taste, but yep, this is feminism.
Deadly power. She is the dark twin sister of the Great Mother, the power that gave life to all. The mouth of the terrible mother is also known as the vagina dentata.
Oh, here we go.
Castrating and lethal vagina. And so
we went from Jungian to Freudian. It's like, wow, that was quick. Okay. No explanation where these terms come from, how they came. Maybe we should do it later, but it's just like we just jumped from archetypes to sexual therapy concepts that listening to makes no sense to your brain.
Shark of Jaws seeks to end the line of men in this island community.
No, it's just a shark. She's taking this symbolically and then she's making it literal for no reason. You don't have to go. You do not have to draw that line.
With its dark feminine power.
No.
This archetype shows up in many places. You might be familiar with this one.
In this world, the conspiracy theory is Hollywood, liberal elites, and Hillary Clinton.
Really? Okay.
Are murdering children in ritual sacrifices, harvesting.
Sorry? Where did this come from? What is going on in America these days? Holy shit. Have I been asleep? Whew.
Compound from human children, drinking their blood to ingest adrenochrome.
What?
Because it has some sort of elixir of life properties. Is that
Huh?
right?
Yes.
And
Who are you?
The guy on the right.
The guy on the right's like, what the fuck?
The guy on the right is us right now.
We're like, huh?
The fuck am I listening
What
to?
is going on with the American politics? Holy crap! This should have been like cable news stuff.
Oh my lord!
Telling you, it may not be true.
When vying for a position of power, women become the terrible.
Oh, we're at Trump already! Oh my god, that was so fast! 5 minutes in, we're at Trump. Oh, bet almost as fast as Maggie May Fish, but still, it's it's amazing.
Eat your children with their destructive vagina.
What the eat? I could screen cap that and just eat your children with their destructive vagina.
Oh my lord!
See?
Oh my god!
This is why I want her to say, from the lens of postmodernism, we can say crazy shit like this. And this is how we, like, symbolically, right? We're trying to say this as a thing to interpret, not as a literal existence of I don't know what she's trying to say with eating children, but okay. All right. Just clear our throat here. Okay, we're good.
The most telling slogan in this campaign in 2016 was,
what campaign? Whose campaign?
Beware the beast, Hildebeest Clinton.
What? Who? Where did you get this? Is this from weird Pentecostal church in the south of America? Gulf of Maine, gunsmith.
And I guarantee you, that was written by a man.
This is crazy. I'm sure someone thought this up, but no one has ever heard this before. This is bonkers.
Oh my god.
Of manicide. In defeating this monster,
Vagenda.
the hero experiences a ritual transition.
Oh yeah, Trump went through a hero transition, defeating Hillary Clinton in voting. Wow, what an amazing hero's journey he went on. Oh my goodness, art imitates life. It's brilliant. Why couldn't I see that? I don't know.
Born from man to wise man. But really, this tale of maintaining the patriarchy is
the patriarchy. Oh, I should have my bingo card already. Holy hell. Oh, hero's journey. Eating children. Okay, eating children is not on the bingo card, but destructive or Jungian symbolism would be on the bingo card, and of course, patriarchy might be number one or maybe in the center.
That was about destroying matriarchal figures.
Really?
The retelling of it reinforces the patriarchal norm and ritualizes violence against feminine archetypes.
Ritual? How does a symbol ritualize an art? How do you? Okay. I do not know of any ritual that attacks female archetypes. Quite the opposite. We tend to enjoy female archetypes a lot, whether it's religious or otherwise. I can't think of any specific ritual that demeans or belittles females? Like what? Like maybe a walk of shame? Like I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe you're like laughing at your coworker for I don't know. Oh, what was that thing that happened recently with the Coldplay concert where the cheating couple got caught, and there's all the people on the wife's Facebook. They're like, oh, this isn't, don't feel bad. You can move on with your life, sort of deal. That's the opposite of belittling the maybe they mean belittling the cheaters, the archetypes of the people who cheat. In what she was trying to say about, I'm assuming that seductress in the first part of the Jaws storyline. Maybe that's what she means. A ritual of attacking that symbolically, not literally. Like I don't think anyone's calling her up and saying, "Hey, you whore, blah blah blah, you're a horrible person."
2. The terror continues.
There's a second?
In patriarchal.
Oh yeah, there are. I've never seen the second one, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just the first one's all you need.
I think Roy Schneider didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did.
Well, no, he didn't want to do the sequel, but he was like, he had a contract with the studio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but he definitely didn't want to do the other two.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, I don't care. Kill me off. I don't care.
The patriarchal mythology. All right. At least they're admitting that the patriarchy is mythological. That's fine.
Must disable or break this dark feminine power, often by forcing something into its mouth or vagina.
Really? Could you give an example of what the hell you're talking about? Is this like Odysseus like fighting Medusa? And he has to have sex with him? Like what do you what does this mean? Where does this happen?
Seeing through often ends in a violent, bloody explosion.
Really?
Even when an explosion doesn't really make sense.
Where are you getting?
Yeah, that made no sense at all. That shark exploding in the fourth movie.
Oh, there's a fourth movie.
That's the fourth movie. That's on screen right now. That's the fourth movie. Yeah, she jams like a broken sailboat, the bow into the side of the shark, and it explodes. That's a model too, by the way.
Yeah, sounds like
it's like, and people were like, "How the hell? It didn't even eat anything explosive." That's the thing.
Sounds like an event that occurs in Sharknado, not Jaws.
Yeah.
Masculine power overcomes the feminine.
Really?
In an essay titled "Jaws as Patriarchal and Ecocidal Myth."
Okay, ecocidal. I don't know what that. Like suicidal?
And of course, it was written by a woman.
Okay.
J explains how the three major religions have roots in the same Babylonian epic. In this story, Tiamat, the goddess of sea and salt water, is depicted as both beautiful and terrifying. She is the goddess of chaos, but also the mother of all of the deities. She and Apsu, the god of the groundwater or freshwater, were the firsts, and together they create Mesopotamia, the first world, a land that has at its heart the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, saltwater and freshwater mixed together. So in this myth we have a creator or birthing goddess who is in a sacred marriage to a fertilization god, and they bring forth many gods. Then later we have Marduk, who is a god associated often with agriculture. His symbol is the spade, and he often wields storms, winds, and floods as his weapons. Many historians agree that Marduk was a lesser god at first, and a lot of his associations get mixed up in various stories until he replaces Tiamat as the...
Okay, this is getting a bit far-fetched.
What does this have to do with the shark?
Yeah, I don't mind using the idea of an originator god or a goddess that's killed, or there's a war and then their body forms whatever. That's fine, but that's pushing it. This is really, if we were talking about Thor or Norse mythos and comparing it to another mythos, that makes perfect sense. We can do that. We're not doing that. We should not be doing that with Jaws. We should not be doing that with psychosexual imagery and having to go back to Sumerian times to talk about the creator god or gods. That is stretching it. You like just on paper, you're going too far. It's as if she just jumped all the way back to recorded human history and chose the first story. Let's use that. You're like, you don't have to. You can use Egyptian, you can use Norse, you can use all kinds to explain the idea of a feminine character that has to die for some reason. Not a creation myth. That's over the top.
The story basically goes like this. Tiamat and Apsu went to war with their offspring. How this war started is debatable, as there are many versions, but generally what is agreed upon is that Apsu is killed and Tiamat then transforms into a sort of vengeful goddess. Only one of her children is able to slay her, Marduk, god of storms. They marched to war. They drew near to give battle. The Lord Marduk spread out his net and caught her in it. The evil wind which followed him, he loosed it in her face. She opened her mouth, Tiamat, to swallow him. He drove the evil wind so that she could not close her lips. He let fly an arrow. It pierced her belly. Her inner parts he clove. He split her heart. He rendered her powerless and destroyed her life. Tiamat's body then creates, or perhaps recreates, the world. The origin story, the creation myth, was replaced, and so was the creation deity. In the myth of the American superhero, Robert Jewett and John Shelton Lawrence write extensively.
This is new. The American superhero. Okay, so specifically talking about comic books or the idea of the American monomyth? I don't know.
I swear to God, if she plays the clip of Adam West as Batman fighting a shark. Did you ever see that?
Oh God, just the meme. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh God. Bat shark repellent.
About Jaws, saying the American monomyth typically begins and ends in an Edenic setting. The movie portrays the island as an unproblematic area for children's play, that is, until the malevolent shark arrives. And it is the one man, Martin Brody, who indeed makes the difference for the community in saving it from this threat.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do with sex or gender or masculinity or feminine. It's just the hero saving the town or saving the community individually. That's the idea is that it's the individual versus the group, and that the individual knows better, and because the Americans are strong, and it's your individual power, as opposed to other forms of classical literature which involve the group.
And the Brody swims back to a broad, deserted, paradise-like beach on Amity Island, from whence evil.
Yeah, after like dozens of people have been killed, his wife left him. Paradise, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Quint is dead. The boat's destroyed.
Yeah, the other guy's dead as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, Hooper made it. Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh yeah, the hero one, but the mayor's gone. His wife is gone. The kids are gone. Dozens of people have been killed. The beach is going to lose real estate value because the mobsters are pulled out. All this stuff is gone. Paradise.
Returning Eden to its paradise-like state by expelling the evil from it is essential to the American monomyth.
Is it? I think the most modern example would be, what's that Star Wars series? The Mandalorian, I think it's called. Like, that's basically the American monomyth. And the Mandalorians aren't exactly good. They just have their own code of ethics. But they go around as bounty hunters and trying to preserve their way of life. So there's no... They don't stop the empire, even though they consider that as bad or as evil. So they just get by. And that's their own version of the monomyth, for American monomyth at least. Maybe there's an ongoing story. Maybe it's done. I don't know. I don't watch the show. But the concept is there.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
In 1829, Andrew Jackson was elected U.S. president. He believed that Native Americans
here we go.
were savages and had no rights to their land.
Now we're talking about Divine right.
So we jumped from dick-eating sharks to killing Indians.
Because Americans are awesome.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't deserve
Why
the
not?
land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And began proceedings to remove the Cherokee from the southern states to clear the way for white settlement.
White settlement.
Unique to
Yeah.
horror or monster movies, however, is the amount of blood and how that blood is used in atonement.
What the hell are you talking? Are we using blood rituals now? Atonement through blood? Is that a phrase to describe violence and conquering, or are you talking about a literal ritual? Like, she is speaking like she's in this other tutorial leading class, and using these phrases. I'm like, okay, wait, are you talking about Andrew Jackson now? What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Talking about Indians.
Did he have some blood ritual with the Indians to take their land? Like, what are you talking about? What's happening?
Without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. The righteous will rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He will
Are we quoting the Bible? What is happening? What is going on?
bathe in the blood of the wicked. Men will say, surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely there is a God who judges on earth. Another related myth is that of Jezebel, the apostate who was thrown from a window to her death, and her corpse trampled by horses and eaten by dogs.
Okay.
Just as crabs come to pick at the remainder of the temptress's body in Jaws.
She wasn't she was, oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
A young woman playing at the beach is a temptress, then gets eaten by a shark, and her remains are found the next morning. Okay. Yeah. If you want to go that route, but I don't think that's what it was in the book.
Israel feast on Jezebel's bloody remains. This occurs later with the monster itself, as the birds flock to what's left of it. The movie Jaws was so laced.
Wait a second. You're connecting the dots because a body is being eaten by carrion? Really? That's the connection.
Would seagulls eat a dead shark?
Yeah, they would eat anything. They're scavengers, so technically, yeah.
I guess so.
Maybe vultures more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's just she's drawing the line between.
Oh, we've summoned Whisp.
Wisp, run away!
Hey, people!
Save
Wisp
yourself.
here.
Save yourself.
No.
We're in postmodern feminist.
We're talking about dick-eating sharks.
Fourth wave.
What?
We went through Hillary Clinton as some sort of ritualistic blood sacrifice. I don't know what's going on.
I thought she is the dark blood sacrifice priest.
I guess. Apparently. I don't know anymore.
I just ran out of beer. That's why I came here.
Oh.
Go get more.
Yeah, you're gonna need some whiskey.
It's too expensive. It's $4.90. $4.90.
Jesus.
100 years ago, people had insurrections because the beer price was raised by 2 pence.
Yeah.
And now it's €4.90, which means that's 980 marks. That's almost 10.
Oof. Yeah, well,
This is insane.
It's pretty bad, Canada too, but we're all feeling the burn.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if the beer doesn't get people to the revolution, nothing will.
Oh, that's a good point. I think
True.
America got pissed off over tea.
America doesn't have beer, but yes, they got pissed over tea. Yes,
They
and that was only an increase of 2% on the beer tax.
Yeah, that'll drive them crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And now they have what?
The most
50% everything.
The most petty reasons to start a war. Anyway,
It's about principle. It's about principles.
Okay. Well, if
what are we doing here?
It's hard to say. She drove the connection between the creator god S story in the Sumerian epic to Psalms.
And she says that
you can do that.
And she says that Jaws is a story about men getting castrated by a shark.
Castrated. Oh, you mean by having your guts ripped out and eaten?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the literal event. But...
So the shark is metaphor for the feminine Oedipal nightmare.
The terrible mother, she calls it, which is a Jungian concept, yeah.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah. By the shark is the devouring mother that destroys humanity. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, all right, we're on the same page. Just the way she said it and the way it came across was too literal. It was like, woo, that's too much. We're going too far. Anyway. Here we go.
With mythical imagery, that the shark movie genre has remained iconic, often using the same symbols over and over again. In fact, the way in which the man-eating shark is defeated is often exactly the same. And I mean exactly the same.
By blowing it up!
Budget films between 1981 and 1995 reused the exact same footage of an obviously fake shark being blown up.
That's good.
Look at that clear cut, like a pipe blown apart.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So this is what we should do to the Oedipal mother? Blow her up in this after we throw her in the sea?
Maybe.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm on board.
Jaws,
my
as
God,
a
they used the
franchise,
same model too.
died
Just the exact same recording. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for all three
That
movies.
is-
But I remember there was a movie.
spot.
There was a movie. I forget. I think it was like in the 80s. I think it was where when they wanted to blow up the shark, they stuffed a guy's dead body with C4 and they threw his corpse to the shark and they blew it up.
With C4?
Well, it was like plastic explosive or something.
Was
something
he a
bullshit.
previous staff member of the crew or?
He was like a professor or something like that. I can't remember. He got wounded by the shark and he died of his wounds. And they're like, well, shit, let's just stuff explosives in his body and throw it to the shark.
Okay, I was confused for a second. That was the plot of the movie. That was not the actual film crew.
No. That was the plot of the movie. They're like, well, we got explosives.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, let's stick it on his body and throw his body to the shark. It'll eat it.
Okay. I was worried there for a second because we were just talking about special effects and you know Hollywood has done some sketchy things once in a while.
If
the nicest of those might have been using the footage in Mad Max 2 where one of the stuntmen actually died.
Well,
no. If that had actually happened in a movie, it would have been a foreign movie. It wouldn't have been Hollywood. It would have been like an Italian movie or something like that.
Yeah, if you wrote that in a paragraph to Whisp, the German would be like, "Oh, this actually happened." Literally reading the words described. So
why?
no.
Just because? Is that because I'm autistic or because I'm German?
Because the way you would read the English and go, "Oh, this is obviously exactly how it was described," so therefore it's literally taken every word.
But considering what some English people have done around the globe, yeah.
C4? That's like atomic level.
That's more the American style.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The English would probably use something like scobbles or whatever
Well,
nonsense
TNT,
word they come up with.
Something more primitive, but C4 would be like overkill. Anyway.
I'm sure Hawk could correct me on what scobbles actually are, if that is a word. It's probably a word.
Okay, all right.
It sounds English.
The second film is worth watching since it includes more of the same characters and features more interesting parts of Amity Island, but the series then takes a dive. In Jaws 3D, the shark explodes, tumbling the jaws of the shark into the audience.
Oh.
The genre sort of lives on in the direct-to-video realm and even abroad.
Why are we doing this?
It didn't see a true revival until 1999 with Deep Blue Sea. This is a fun one.
Why are we doing this? Why are we going through B movies? What's the point of this?
Funny she didn't mention Jaws 4.
That's most monster movies.
I know, but
most monster movies are B movies.
This is like watching Maggie May. She goes get obscure films or obscure genres no one cares about and tries to find the value there to talk about Jaws and the symbolic nature of it, which came from, and she hasn't even brought up Moby Dick yet. Like she hasn't
Chiseled Jaws?
Sorry?
Chiseled Jaws?
Chiseled, well, no, but she hasn't talked about the nature of Jaws, where it came from, why it was effective in the 70s, etc. And she just went into, it's just a horror flick now. You're like, I don't care. Go back to the symbolism you were talking about, which makes very little sense to me. And
at least this. Sorry to cut you off, Smud. At least this movie, Deep Blue Sea, actually has a female shark in it.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Is it relevant that the shark is female?
Yes.
Or do they just use female sharks because they don't want to show the double dicks that sharks have?
They have to.
Well, no, it's one female, and I think it's like 2 males as well.
Oh.
But she's like the female's like twice the size of the males.
Yeah, she has to.
You never seen this movie, Smud?
Deep Blue? No, I'm not into shark. I've only seen Sharknado 8, whatever the hell I watched years and years ago with everyone else.
Samuel L. Jackson's in this movie, and he gets eaten by the shark after an inspirational speech. It's hilarious, and it catches you off guard too. You know, he's like, "We're gonna stand together, we're gonna survive," and then the fucking shark eats him, and they're all like, "Oh shit!"
He must have really enjoyed being in that movie.
Oh boy.
God, yeah.
Why else would Samuel L. Jackson join a B movie about Sharknado?
Yeah, there's plenty of bad books to sit
Cultural
through.
phenomenon.
But you stop when it gets boring. In this case, it's like,
Great.
silly.
I'll do it for free.
But I am going to spoil it.
Okay.
This movie uses the underwater facility setting from Jaws 3D and takes it to a whole new level.
Oh.
Carter Blake is the first character to be introduced as the Shark Wrangler. He's our everyman, and even though he's not supposed to be the main character, I would argue that he is, because he's introduced first, and the audience is going to despise the main protagonist.
What? That's not how main...
No, they actually do. They hated her character by the end of the movie.
So
I'm not joking. They actually hated I forget her name. It's like Saffron's something. I forget her name in real life.
Yeah.
But they hated her character so much. The original ending, she survives. The test audience hated it because she's the one that's genetically manipulating the sharks, making them smarter and all this other bullshit.
Well,
and
she is the villain.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, she made the sharks. She made the sharks smarter, and now the sharks are hunting them. And
cool.
And there's actually a point where one of the female scientists goes, "You stupid bitch."
Well,
she actually says that. That is a direct quote. She says, "You stupid bitch."
Well, if we're talking about, who's, or trying to guess who the protagonist is, it's really simple. This could be an example of like Mad Max 2, where he's just the guy to get all the other characters involved, and he's in the background most of the time. So it could be that case, but usually it's about a character has a plot, has a goal, and there's someone in front of that goal, stopping him or against the goal. That's the antagonist. That's it. It doesn't have to be one person. It could be 2 people. It could be a group of people.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really explain Thomas Jane's character a lot. Like, they imply that, he has a criminal history, and, he's the quiet guy, if you know what I mean. Like, the guy you keep an eye on, like, he's up to something, But, other than that, he's not really, I wouldn't say he's like in the background, but like, he's not leading the charge either, like, so to speak, until like, it gets down to like 3 people at the end of the movie: him, the woman, and
it's your typical survival story where you don't know who's gonna, like a cabin in the woods scenario. There's all these young people, and they're like gonna get killed off. You don't know who the main character is.
They're not young. I will say though, when Samuel L. Jackson dies, you're like, oh shit, anybody could die at this point.
Yeah,
because Samuel L. Jackson's like the biggest name in the movie.
But that's why you kill him. That's why you kill him. That saves on the budget.
Right. But I'm saying, like, he's the biggest name in the movie. No disrespect to Thomas Jane and all these other people, but he's the biggest name in the movie, and he dies at about like the halfway point.
You know how quick Bryan Cranston died in that Godzilla movie?
Oh,
they advertised it with him, and then he just dies in the beginning.
Yeah, I hated that death. But anyway, yeah. I think Stellan Skarsgård was in this movie too. One of the Skarsgårds.
Really?
The dad. he was in the Avengers movie. He was the scientist. I forget his name in the movie. Somebody in chat will probably know who I'm talking about. But he gets killed by one of the sharks. So he gets his arm bitten off by a shark, and they fuck him over, the sharks. But anyway, when Samuel L. Jackson died, that was pretty much telling everybody anybody can die in this movie if we kill off the biggest name in the movie.
I always think of Steven Seagal dying off early on in that.
Executive decision.
I think at this point it doesn't matter anymore, and you can expect to get to have the big name die early because it like.
I wonder if she's going to play the clip. I wonder if
Deadpool Wolverine played it as a joke, but it was actually true that's a budget issue. You need to get rid of that guy because if you are not doing a AAA movie, you don't have the budget to pay that guy for all the movie. You have to get rid of him. That's why Chris Evans died in Deadpool.
All right.
Imagine telling the actor that it's listen, we can't pay you anymore, so we're just gonna fucking kill you.
In Deadpool Wolverine, they were all there for the fun of it. They loved being there.
Right. Yeah.
So that's accepted. That's why we had Henry Cavill.
But I wonder if she's going to play. I wonder if she's going to play the clip of Samuel L. Jackson getting killed in this movie. I wonder.
Yeah, but also Wesley Snipes, which was lovely. That was lovely.
All right.
Off top.
More on that later. Susan McAllister is conducting experiments on mako sharks with the intention of curing Alzheimer's in humans.
We're this close to the reactivation of a human brain cell.
Their pharma financer, played by Samuel L. Jackson, decides to visit the facility after one of the sharks escapes. In a spectacular series of events, the facility is flooded and infiltrated by the sharks, and the skeleton crew that's left must try to escape. There's also this character nicknamed Preach, who's played by LL Cool J, who becomes incredibly important later on.
Not really.
Now, Susan is very cold in demeanor, especially contrasted by Carter's warmness. She's a man-eater. She's a shark. And he's a shark wrangler. So.
What?
No.
She's a man-eater? Does she know what that means?
There was a half-assed they tried a romance thing between these two, but audiences weren't going for it. They're like, nah, fuck this bitch.
Yeah, but a man-eater is not... That's not a romantic term for a woman. That's the opposite. It's someone who just seduces men and tosses them.
Yeah, and he's not a warm character in the movie, Thomas Jane. He's the stoic, silent type. I mean, he's basically Clint Eastwood, in every movie. He's Clint Eastwood. He hardly says anything. Hell, they pointed out in the movie, he usually just nods. That's what one character says about him. He just nods.
Great acting skills. The yes man.
Well, he's playing the stoic badass, essentially,
So there's some tension going on there. We eventually learn that the sharks have been genetically engineered to have larger brains, which makes them incredibly smart.
Just what the hell did you do to those sharks?
When Susan reveals this to the rest of the crew, they're not happy.
You stupid bitch.
There's also a theme about eating your own kind. First, with how the sharks that have larger brains and think smarter feast upon the less evolved shark.
Okay.
Later, with Samuel L. Jackson admitting that he only survived an avalanche because he ate his comrades. The theme is also reflected in how Susan is willing to sacrifice or devour.
Oh, so the movie is pro-cannibalism.
I don't.
She wasn't willing to sacrifice anybody. I don't know where she's getting that from. Did she even watch this movie?
Well,
I mean, I watched this movie like 10, 15 years ago, and I still remember it from start to finish.
I'm trying to see the relevance of saying, oh, this character ate another human to stay alive. Therefore, it's symbolic of X. You're like, in their backstory, is it motivating them to do anything like that again?
Well, so for the context of that scene, that scene where Samuel L. Jackson's standing at the edge of the pool, that's his big motivational speech. Everybody else is at each other's throats at that point. They're like, what do we do? How do we get out of this? I'm blaming you for this, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson's like, hey, enough. We all got to band together. We all got to get out of here. And then he tells the story of like, this happened to me. We got out of there essentially. So he's trying to band them together. And then he gets eaten by the shark. And they're all like, oh shit, we got to get out of here.
That seems more like a bad idea. as a form of symbolism than everyone's doing it. It's how we evolve. It's like, nope.
Yeah, they weren't even trying to go for that with that scene. Like I said, it was just like him trying to inspire them. Like, hey, we got to pull together. We got to get out of here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, and she's not trying to sacrifice anybody. Yes, she wants to get the data, but she does want everybody to get out of there. She does feel remorse for people getting killed. You know, she says she didn't want any of this, but she's like, hey, the costs, the benefits are going to outweigh the costs here. And everybody's just like, you bitch. But yeah.
Of her team in order to progress.
Without that data, everyone dying isn't just tragic. It's useless.
Death is always useless, Doctor.
Just as Tiamat was fated to die because she killed her own children, in patriarchal myth, eating your own means...
It's not a patriarchal myth. It's a myth of creation. What are you talking about? We went through it.
There are lots of animals that do it. Magda Goebbels did it.
How is it patriarchy? I don't think there's a patriarchy at the creation of existence.
Oh, but it was a guy who did it, who made creation.
Yeah, but
so it's patriarchal.
It's a male, if you want to go that far. But there's not a group of them doing the thing and agreeing that the female is evil and we have to blow her up to turn it into the universe or something weird like that.
If we want to be pedantic, the Octoroad, which is the primordial pantheon of the old Egyptians, has every god as a pair of husband and wife. So it's not actually,
Okay.
It's
well,
kind of yin-yang.
There are a bunch of fun scenes where the humans face off with the sharks and either outsmart them or get eaten. Only 3 humans and 1 shark make it out. Susan, Carter, and Preach reach the surface. This is where things get weird.
Looks like
In a
Waterworld.
moment of desperation, Susan cuts her hand and jumps into the water, acting as bait so that Carter can get a clear shot of the last remaining shark.
Why?
She says,
Come to Mama.
she created them and now she intends to destroy them. Sound familiar? But Susan doesn't make it out alive and is eaten by her own creation. Carter and Preach then
As she
work together
deserves.
to
so she's the dumb hero? Like, what is that?
She tries to get out of the water. She tries to get out of the water, but the ladder, it's one of those ladders, like the rebar is built into like the concrete. She grabs the rung and it breaks off in her hand and she falls back into the water. Thomas Jane tries to save her, I think, but he doesn't get there in time and he watches her get eaten underwater.
So she wasn't, like, she didn't have a bomb in her? She didn't have any, like...
No. Because the shark was breaking down the fence.
Okay, so...
to get out. So the setting that they're in, you mentioned Waterworld, Wisp. It's actually, they say in the movie, it's a refurbished World War II submarine dock. Not dock, but like a
wharf.
Base. Yeah, it's on the middle of the ocean. You know, they're far away from everybody. But yeah, that's it. And they've got all the sharks penned in, and the fences under the water are keeping the sharks in. The sharks can't bite through it. The fences on the top, however, the sharks can easily get through. So that's why there's such a huge rush to try and kill the shark.
Because they didn't build the wall all the way up?
Well, they didn't expect the base to sink.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
You should always build your wall high enough. And deep enough.
Yeah.
All right, so she sacrifices herself with no plan of attack, hoping someone else will kill the shark for her. Just this weird story. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And Jay Jameson is right in the chat
the whole
that
thing ends
it's
rather
about redemption
abruptly
equals
and
death.
with a complete tonal change.
Take me back to the ghetto. Amen.
Oh, God. He sang that song, LL Cool J.
Ugh.
Funny enough, the original ending of the film had Susan surviving and even had a happy,
Oh.
kissy ending with her and Carter. But a test audience didn't like it because they considered Susan to be the reason the sharks existed in the first place, and they didn't think she deserved a happy
She is the
ending.
reason.
In an interview with director Rennie Harlan, he says that one of the notes they got back from the test audience was, "Kill the bitch." Just 1 month before the film was to be released, they did a one-day reshoot and made Susan get eaten, leaving the man of faith and the rugged everyman to be the heroes. Deep Blue Sea truly is a great example of why women who seek power or progress must die, and they must be punished.
No. Progress? What you mean, killing humanity by uplifting a predatory species? Are you stupid?
I don't.
I mean, she had good intentions. I will say that she had good intentions. She wanted
The
to cure
road to
all-
hell is paved with what?
But this is no different than.
No, I agree, Wisp. I agree. You know, I'm not saying she's innocent or anything, but she had good intentions. But
your intentions are fucking irrelevant. Intentions don't matter when you fuck up.
This is no different than any science fiction experiment, laboratory thing gone awry, and she's just the scientist. No, we need results. Blah blah blah. That's her persona. She's not trying to get people killed. She wants to solve a problem. That's what she cares about. You can compare this to that. The scientist in Jaws? Same idea. He sees everything as getting data, not concerned about other people's lives in general.
Oh, you mean like Dr. Mengele?
That's more on the nose, but
on the nose. He conducted his horrible experiments only in the pursuit of data.
Right.
That was, by the way, irrelevant. So, he basically tortured all these people for no good reason. That's because he was uninformed. Fucking idiot.
All right. Let us keep going.
The patriarchy, which includes patriarchal religion, must be maintained.
What are you talking about?
Give me examples of patriarchal religions and matriarchal religions. Your Gnosticism can go fuck itself, for it has only brought mass death upon humanity. Go away.
How do we attack the patriarchy because of religion? That's a strange stretch. And no one's made. It's one guy praying to God. That's that. What do you?
Socialism is a matriarchal religion, and I'm not joking.
This is getting silly.
And that's what she's peddling.
Had a similar story, but with a happy kissy ending. But then it sort of insinuates that the heroine is the shark. So
we meant to take the next step in evolution, but we created
a
monster.
B-movie.
Would the Asylum make this movie?
Would you say
So you happen again? Eugenicism is evil.
Honestly,
too close. Too close.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's also this
Great
Egyptian
CGI.
film called Mako, where the main protagonist, a director, sort of sacrifices her crew in order to win a film award. Although it's not necessarily a part of the American monomyth, I do think it's worth mentioning. In the end, though she
like James Cameron?
Why does it have to be a part of the American monomyth? Just because Jaws was?
That's just Hollywood.
No, you don't have to say
sacrificing your crew for personal gain. Yeah, that's Hollywood.
As a villain, maybe, but not necessarily the female.
Hollywood is run by villains.
No, but not. We're not.
Yes, it is.
We're not using that as a comparison to Jaws. We're using the American. What's it called? The American monomyth as Jaws as the inspiration, and now she's saying it's not quite the same, but there's still a female who's doing nasty things, and I'm like, okay, is that fine? Is that the villain of the story? Is that something like I don't know? You just can't keep listing movies and us to go, oh yeah, women bad. I guess because genre said so. Is that symbolic of something? Are you trying to tell us? Is she the creator goddess who has to die for the sake of the society? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
She has the one thing she truly wanted, and it seems as though she planned it, as though she made an offering to the sea goddess.
Where are we going? What mythology? What sea goddess? What are you talking about?
Women sacrificing other people to monsters is good. Is that her stance?
No, just sharks. Apparently.
And a sea goddess involved.
And a sea goddess, yes.
Megalodon and the Black Demon, which include very traditional heroic tales where the hero sacrifices themselves in the end to save the world from this monster that's threatening Eden. 47 meters down uncaged.
Here we go.
The reef stalked, open water adrift, and open water cage dive are all survivor horror films that offer one particularly interesting trope called Tertullian ecstasy. Tertullian ecstasy, simply put, is the enjoyment in seeing the punishment of the wicked. Tertullian was an early Christian author who argued that there was no greater entertainment than seeing the wicked punished for their sins.
So, basic catharsis.
Wait.
Justice.
Open water. I think that was like based on like a true story or something like that, about a couple that gets stranded. Like they were on a tour, like, you know, those deep sea tours, you know, where you go with a group and they get left behind by the boat, and I think they both end up getting eaten, I think. What's the punishment there? Like, what is she trying to imply with that? Like, those were two innocent people that got left behind and eaten. Like, what's the punishment for the wicked there?
Huh.
And 47 meters down, those movies are fucking retarded.
Well, even with the subsequent victims in Jaws, like she says that's castration of the males, where it's like a young boy and an older man. You're like, what the hell does that have to do with castration?
Yeah, and it's in open water. It's a husband and wife couple. You know, it's like, okay, like what was the husband cheating on her or something? I don't remember the story of that movie, but
yeah, this is the problem. Like we've gone so far into the video, and we don't know if she's still referring to postmodern feminist views or lens, or she's just summarizing in her own way, and we have to accept it as that's what's going on. You're like, oh, is that what that movie's about? Because I'm quite sure Jaws is about three guys trying to kill a shark, not all the interpersonal crap in the background. That's part of it, but it's not the whole story. Same with Moby Dick. There's a lot going on in Moby Dick, but it's ultimately about three guys trying to kill a shark.
Unlike sexual ecstasy, which is communal and creative.
What? Sexual ecstasy is communal? In what society is it that?
If you don't masturbate, then it is, yes.
Communal, meaning there's more than one person involved? How many people? Like, what community are you referring to there, honey?
Well, at least two.
At least two.
But creative, it is not always.
This is getting
like you
weird.
wish that's the reason why nature drives you to do it in order to create.
Yeah, but it's
when you deliberately push that out of the
this is
through means.
This is not a communal operation. Okay, there's no.
The commune is creating its next generation. Communally.
Yeah, right.
Or orgically.
The street decided upon these multiple orgies happening. What the hell is this?
Can you tax orgies?
Sexual ecstasy, which is communal and creative. Oh my goodness, what a sentence.
Tertullian ecstasy can be enjoyed alone and requires no creative effort.
What does that mean?
What?
I enjoy someone suffering who I think deserves it.
That's called justice.
That could be communal. Everyone sees the victim or sees the...
Yay! Like, remember the French Revolution when everybody cheered when the guillotine came down. Yay!
Yeah.
That was communal.
And you created a new parliament because the guys who were killed are gone. What?
Yay!
Camera cues the audience to recognize targets of retribution by scenes of evil behavior and exclusion from the community. This de-identification of interest.
What? The
de-identification of interest?
What?
Did you learn this in university?
The camera focuses on one thing, therefore it's de-identifying other things? What? What a silly... I walk in one direction.
You learned this in media science.
I don't know.
Complete nonsense. This is the ductus of somebody who went to university and got taught all these weird words that nobody understands. It's occult language. It's arcane.
It's like saying my potential future happenings are eliminated because I'm walking in one direction. I have not chosen the 500 other possible directions I could have walked in. Or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. It's also the language of sophists. People who pretend to be intelligent, because people who are actually intelligent don't need to use words like that. They try to communicate in a manner that the target audience can actually understand.
And just say non-interest, or say the emotion or idea that you're excluded from, or whatever the focus is.
And intelligent people phrase it in ways that people can understand because they want to be understood. This language is not made to be understood. It is made to seem intellectual.
And we were just describing a camera angle shape lens or whatever. We weren't saying the focus, like not the focus of the frame, but the frame. It's like just the lens itself, just looking at a thing. What a weird way to describe.
Version of mutual respect and attraction blocks any sympathetic response that the audience might have when the wicked suffer their punishment.
No, we don't like.
Why should I have a sympathetic response with the wicked?
Yeah, you don't like bad things because evil is bad. Therefore, we like good things. So we focus on showcasing the good things the hero does and showcasing the evil that the villain does, because that's why something is evil. They do bad things. So when they do bad things and they get caught and punished, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Yep, sounds right.
Why do we have to talk about camera angles and de-identifying?
Brilliant.
What a crazy verb, de-identifying. Okay.
The evil of the marked ones becomes unbearable, and the desire for punishment reaches its climax.
The desire for punishment? That's not how this story has a climax because of the events of the story, not because the audience wants it. I'm sure the audience wants lots of things as soon as we see a bad guy. That's not how stories work.
The forces of catastrophe provide a kind of retributive coitus.
Are you... What the... Retributive coitus. You just used the word climax. What's wrong with climax? They're using...
Why do female scholars always have to talk about sex with everything they say?
It's like you just had the word and then you're making a synonymic phrase to describe what you just said.
Calling it retributive coitus is derogatory. Implying that you don't want ontologically evil people to be getting their due.
This is so...
That means you are evil. You're covering for evil. That means you are evil.
This is so...
You are in cahoots with evil.
Like,
fuck off.
When there are people who like, oh, I just have a degree. I have all this vocabulary. What do I do with it? Let me make a sentence called, the moralized forces of catastrophe provide a kind of retributive coitus with an ecstatic... Like, what did you just say? Why did you say it that way?
Get it, lady. You own a thesaurus.
Yeah, you own a thesaurus for every single noun you want to use it. It's like the moralized forces. Well, we're talking about just describing why evil should get their comeuppance. It's like, yeah, it feels good. Wow.
Static release. The cheering of audiences in such scenes is evidence of a ritual release from tension.
No, not tension. There's no tension. You don't feel tense when the bad guy loses. You feel tense when the good guy is going to lose. You're like, oh no, not the good guy. You see the bad guy, you're like, oh, it's the bad guy. Oh. He's going to do another bad thing. Oh, here we go. There it is. I hate this guy. It's not tension. It can be tense depending on the story. But you're assuming that this is the function of catharsis. This is not... I'm trying to remember what Aristotle wrote about it. It's not the internal catharsis from watching the play. It's the subconscious stuff you're unaware of that comes about, that you're related to in your real life, that causes the play to reach into you and pull out that emotion. It's a natural thing. And it's not some conscious tension. That's a silly thing to say.
This tropey group is one more trope I have to highlight. The "you silly girls" trope. At least that's what they felt like they were saying when I was watching them.
Does my butt at least look cute in this?
The "you silly girls" trope is found in both 47 Meters Down and 47 Meters Down Uncaged. In these films, the protagonists are pretty, innocent, and stupid. There is no restoring Eden in these films, as the sharks are never defeated. The girls are eaten and horribly maimed on camera. In the first film, the protagonist dreams of becoming a hero, of saving her friend from the sharks and getting them both to the surface. But since it was just a dream, she's not a hero at all and must be saved. The second film goes out of its way to punish the girls in horrific ways. It's a
So it's a slasher flick, essentially. It's a B movie. With the villain being the sharks.
Yeah, also, I think in the first movie that girl wasn't dreaming. I think it was because she was like running out of oxygen deprivation.
Ugh.
And she imagined that she got saved, but she didn't, or something like that. I can't remember. I never saw the movie. I read the summary online.
I have a feeling she is interpreting films the way she wants them to be, as she thinks.
Woman getting hurt bad. That's all it is.
Sending creative, bloody, and hateful treatment of young women. With this trope, we've gone far beyond what a shark movie can be.
No, a shark movie can be whatever it wants to be. The genre can be exploitative. It can be dramatic. It could be philosophical, as we saw with Moby Dick. Interpersonal with Jaws.
I can't believe she cut to this scene in Deep Blue Sea as an example. So for context, what's happening, he's trying to get away from the shark. So he climbs into his oven to get away from the shark, which sounds like a good move, until somehow the shark turns the gas on. I'm not joking. And he's inside the oven. He smells the gas and he goes, "You gotta be kidding me. I'm going to be cooked in my own oven." And he actually
what ovens are for.
Yeah, it's so stupid. That's how he blows the shark up. You know, he throws his lighter in there at the gas.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right.
It's dumb.
That we've stumbled into an over-budgeted bikini horror exploitation film that disguises itself as a survival movie.
Those are not mutually exclusive. You could have whatever genres, especially for B movies like shark horror or whatever. So
and it sells.
You can
pretty
do
girls in bikinis getting chased by a shark.
Different.
Okay, put that on a poster.
No different than the supernatural horror flick of a bunch of kids in a cottage at summer break or spring break, and you got the invincible Jason or whatever horror chasing them down. That's fine.
The reason she's upset is the very reason why the movie works, which is feel bad for that woman.
Yeah, dumb young kid or young woman goes on adventure with friends, sexually promiscuous, and they lose because they're not pure, like the Virgin Mary wanted them to be, or some nonsense. Like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
And thus is the tale of the shark movie, a genre that tries so hard to be Jaws that it ends up recycling the same old patriarchal myth.
The patriarchal myth of Jaws. Okay. When was this? She didn't mention that before. Okay.
I didn't know Sarkeesian gave university lectures.
I don't know what that is. Patriarchy? That's not even Freud. I don't know what that is.
Socialism.
Oh, wait. A large death count at a place called Fun Island in the second film, a sort of nod to human access, in that a whole natural island was incorporated for human.
Look at this size. That's a freaking dinosaur.
Of course, nature bites back.
Yeah, it actually is.
That's awesome.
Also does some things that...
That's like a
It actually is in the book. It's actually a prehistoric megalodon.
Oh my god.
I imagine all those people to be the fat people from WALL-E.
Yeah. I actually read the first Trench book. There's like 8 of them, I think, now, or 5 of them, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you could make, I don't know, maybe make a case about it because the shark is female, and then you find out at the end of the book she was pregnant, and then that sets up for the sequels with the baby sharks and whatnot. But
she was just trying to care for her babies. Have compassion for the shark.
Well, yeah, I don't think you knew that she was pregnant until like the very end.
Yeah, but that justifies eating all those humans. It's like, be kind to the shark.
On the paddle boat.
So cute.
and there is like a subplot where the main character, the hero, has to deal with his ex-wife who cheated on him. And he actually calls her out on it later, which was hilarious.
Did she get eaten by the shark?
I think she gets eaten by the shark, yeah, due to her own stupidity. Good. She goes down in a glass shark cage. Well, it was like a cylinder, a glass cylinder. They do that in the movie too. And he goes in and saves her. I think he gets her out in the movie, but I think in the book she gets killed. I think. It's been a long time since I read it.
She didn't deserve to be saved.
Yeah, she was a bitch to him.
All right. Women like to die in shark films, I guess.
Release an ancient predator into their world. Secondly, the community is international. Although much of the cast are white Americans, the diversity here is refreshing.
What?
What a crazy thing. I'm not racist, by the way. See that black man? It makes me feel refreshed.
Okay, Damon X in the chat says, yeah, she did die. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I read the book, so I don't remember. But I think the book was also set in China. I mean, not completely set in China, but I do know like the guy that calls Jason Statham's character out there is Chinese, I think.
Was it produced in China? Is it a Chinese production?
It looked like it. The font.
The movie was.
Yeah.
The movie was.
Well, that's then special that they do actually employ intelligent black Africans, because Chinese don't have a high regard of them.
Okay, yeah. Damon X says, yeah, it was Japanese, not Chinese.
So they have Hero from Heroes in the film with a black guy, a blonde woman, and an Asian chick so far.
And Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose is in there too. She was the one climbing up the ladder to get away from the shark.
Oh yeah,
onto the boat. That was Ruby Rose. Yeah.
Oh boy, I didn't see that.
I think she gets eaten.
Well, I assume the set security, despite being a Chinese production, is still safer than Batwoman.
Oh yeah, no one got killed. That's true.
Yeah.
Not the fault of the shark. The humans desperately are trying to clean up their mess in both films.
The Chinese are not trying to clean up any mess they cause.
Third, our hero, the next generation, who will seek to do better by learning from the adults' mistakes.
I see that you're angry, but I believe that this is a reasonable and responsible decision.
Stop the dive.
And finally, the film avoids...
What'd you say, little girl? That's great.
That's it. I'm going to throw you over the side.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. You're in
Open
the way.
hatch.
movies, and I hope you watch them if you haven't. But it's safe to say...
Please watch these B movies because I said so. Thanks. I'll consider your perspective on film in general just to back of my brain. So, the thing that girl said about Tiamat and a bunch of other Sumerian stories.
Say these are shark movies. They constantly seek to go beyond the original tropes and themes. A big theme of the Meg series is life will find a way, and that extends to all of us. Adaptation is not just for the plants and the animals. It's also up to us to adapt as well. Adapt to nature. Adjust our impact as we gain more understanding of the world. Chaos.
No! Not adjust our impact. The Chinese aren't doing that. because the Chinese keep fucking up everything, fishing empty the oceans, building 2 coal power plants every week until 2030 is their plan, which is their climate goal, building more. All we can do is adapt to the planet going to flood. So we should just raise all our cities by at least 10 to 20 meters. That's how we adapt. We not doing any of this. Oh, we must actually use less energy. No, that's bullshit. That's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, and plus I think they were trying to make money off the shark. That was like their goal. Like they put it in a habitat and they were going to make money off the shark. I think.
Oh, so it's basically Jurassic Park, but with sharks.
Shark Park.
Shark Park.
Shark Park.
Here's a new franchise.
Meg Park. Yeah, whatever.
And then it rolls off the tongue. It's beautiful.
Shark Park.
Shark Park.
Pay me.
An unbridled sexuality can
What?
in creation.
What's that? Where?
Sorry, what?
What are we talking about? A shark?
What is wrong with you? Why do you want to fuck all the movies?
Where did this come from?
I get turned on by the exploding sharks on the screen. These PG-14 rated movies are unbridled sexuality. Okay.
Order and understanding. Our need to see a binary.
Why are we watching
What?
Neil Gaiman's Good Omens? What does this have anything to do with sharks?
There was a Good Omens movie?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a TV show.
Oh no.
It's a TV
Oh,
show.
Yeah, it's a series.
Oh no.
Came out a while ago.
It's even worse. Oh no.
Is what keeps us from perceiving this. But if we keep revisiting the same story, it's going to evolve into something entirely different, where we no longer kill the monster, but try to understand it and befriend it.
Or kill the monster.
The monster wants to eat us.
No, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea.
Let's understand the apex predator we created stupidly.
You stupid bitch. Just because you want to fuck the Snoo, the beast from Beauty and the Beast, doesn't mean you can befriend the giant shark that is made to eat you. And by the way, sharks are actually very curious, friendly creatures. They actually want to understand of the things they interact with. The problem is the only thing they can interact with other things is with their mouth. And the problem is then, if they try to interact with the human, they're going to rip it to shreds, there's going to be blood, and the blood turns them into a frenzy, and then they eat the human. That's the problem. So, the sharks, even if you think there is good in the shark, the good doesn't matter. It gets overridden instantly by, oh my god, blood, I need to eat. Woman, you are an idiot. You are the reason humans die. People like you.
They did that in Finding Nemo, actually, with the shark. He's like, oh, I'm all peaceful. I don't eat fish or anything. And then as soon as he smells blood, he's like, must kill.
That's actually how their brains work. It's instant reflex. Like,
I'm quite sure all these movies, all these stories are horror for a reason. It's not, oh, look at the scary experiment we created. It's just killing all of our friends. We should understand it more. Or kill it.
Yeah, and in the Meg, sorry to cut you off, Smud, and in the Meg series, well, the first movie and the book, Jason Statham's character, he discovers the shark, and he tries to tell everybody, hey, there's a giant shark down here in the fucking trench. There's a giant shark down here. It killed these other guys, and they're like, yeah, you're crazy. We're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
And then they find the giant shark, and they're like, hey, we want to bring you on board. So you going to apologize to me? Fuck no.
Yeah,
they don't even apologize to him.
Yeah,
they don't even apologize
point.
to him. Yeah.
Do not the shark. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Do not the shark.
Yeah.
All right. This is great.
This is amazing.
That sharks have gone through, it's not fair that we have made them to be the ultimate predators of the deep. It's not fair that we make their
who are the ultimate predators of the deep?
Us. No, I'm kidding.
Blue whales? I don't know.
Chinese. The Chinese fishing fleets.
Bikini-clad women for the gaze of a horny and bloodthirsty audience.
What? Bloodthirsty audience?
Man, someone's insecure.
Do you think people who go to see shark films are bloodthirsty? No comment. They can't wait to see a bunch of blood and gore in water. Is that a thing? Ooh.
Maybe you watch these movies because they're funny.
Maybe they're just cool things.
They're hilariously acted. Maybe they're creative with the props. We watch them for another kind of entertainment than you assume people do, because you only ever think humans are evil and the horrible bloodthirsty monsters are actually the good guys. You know what? As much as these women love vampires and werewolves, they never try to befriend a Nazi.
You could argue that the date experience, going out with someone to see him film, is the process of mating. It's like a mating ritual. So you could argue, oh, this is designed for the horny young couple. You're like, maybe, yeah, okay. But I don't think individuals with their pals or just guys going to see a shark film if they're a shark film buff are intrinsically horny and go, oh, wow, girls in bikinis getting attacked by sharks. Well, like, I don't think that's a thing.
Jeff, why are you taking off your pants? Jeff, whoa, hold on, Jeff, we're in the theater, man.
You can appreciate it for what it is, but there's plenty of ways to get aroused normally and easily than the convoluted plot of a B film. So, and I don't think the exploitation in these styles of films are predominantly more arousal causing than a variety of other genres of film. So
yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't brought up Sharknado yet.
I thought that would have been the obvious transition between Jaws and then Jaws being diluted as it made. I didn't know how many there were, but as it went over the years, and then saying, well, this is just a parody now of what originally it came from, which was Moby Dick, and now we have Sharknado at the other end of the spectrum. But apparently, she found so much meaning in these other dozen so knockoffs that are much more important to her because they're bigger, they have bigger budgets, something. The symbolism is definitely not there.
And it's rare that we make them into something to blow up, to outwit, or to avoid and be frightened of forever. The damage that Jaws has done to ritualize masculine violence against feminine power.
What the
Back that up.
fuck?
Back that up.
That's projectionist.
Okay, back that up a little. I want to hear that again.
Make them into something to blow up, to outwit, or to avoid and be frightened of forever. The damage that Jaws has done to ritualize masculine violence against feminine power is just as important as what it has done to sharks.
What? The hell are you?
That's
how
absolute esoteric delirium.
First off, I disagree. Secondly, how do we compare the two?
I mean, okay, the one thing I will say about Jaws, after that girl, I think it's either Chrissy or Christy, after she gets killed, she never gets mentioned again.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Hooper looks at her body in the morgue, but she never gets mentioned again. We don't even know if she has a family.
It's an inciting incident to get the story rolling, and then
right, I get that, but like we never hear about her ever again.
Yeah, and she's reading into it. She's the seductress that has to be killed for the masculine patriarchy. Wait, whoa, stop! It's a shark freaking eating a human and throwing her remains on the beach. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And then a boy, and then an older man, and then other people, and then there's the plot with the mob who has to wants to keep the beach open because they got all this money in real estate, and the mayor's being paid off, and he's got all these ties to the mob, and.
Well, in the book, anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So it's like, oh, there's all, like, that's cool. But it's ultimately about the police chief and the scientist guy and then the whaling dude or the World War II guy trying to kill a shark. That's the story. So the other stuff.
And to go off your points, Smud, I remember reading the summary for the book. In the book, Brody actually, the police chief makes it to shore. The shark is still alive. And then he actually goes back. He overcomes his fear of the water to go back and kill the shark. In the book, he makes it back to shore, and he's like, I got to go back out there and kill that thing. So he goes back out there and he kills it. So
yeah,
that's
they take Moby Dick, they water it down to the essentials, they get rid of the philosophy, and they just add pragmatic storytelling of the hero's journey, the American monomyth, whatever you want to call it. And he has his flaws. The sailor guy has his flaws. The intellectual has his flaws, and they try to overcome them. They can't. The wife tries to overcome her insecurities. She can't. And it's the one guy with the plan who saves the day. It's a simple, good story. I don't think it's an epic. I think Moby Dick is. I think that's an epic story where there's lots to work with, and it's an actual novel. Whereas this is like you could read it in about 10 hours or so, and enjoy yourself. So the movie really does simplify it even further, and that's what made it great. It's a good story that had a good movie set up for. So people are like, oh wow, I wonder what the book is like, and they read the book, they go, wow, it's even better. So I like that, and it's not some sexualized concept of the devouring mother taking apart men because of their promiscuity or something bizarre like a patriarchy controlling this island. It's like, no, it's just a summertime story of horror and people trying to save their way of life. And then you go into Moby Dick, and it's a whole bunch. There's revenge, and there's fear, and jealousy, and rage, and what does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be in nature? Oh, it's good stuff. Anyway, that's what she should have done. See, this is what I said before. She's reading other people, and she's just letting it run. She's just letting it go. And then we hear her take on things, and it just sounds ridiculous. Because all that's in her brain is this left-leaning, feminist, postmodernist stuff, and she hasn't connected the dots yet. She hasn't figured out how to use these ideas in common language, or at least in her videos. The price of conquest.
The final madness begins.
When I was a kid, my grandfather had a rule. When he was in his living room, he controlled the television. It was either go play outside or watch what he was watching. This is how.
Can you stop doing the epilepsy blinking?
Orca's mouth has 48 teeth set in 2 impressive rows.
Orca was released just 2 years after Jaws and follows a similar yet more tragic pattern of events. The monster in this story is bigger and more powerful than the monster in Jaws, and perhaps more important.
Why'd she bring up the thing with her grandpa?
Good question. Maybe I gotta get back to it. Who knows?
Is this just the child that's upset that the adult doesn't let her watch what she wants? Oh, the male oppression.
Yeah.
Could have been your grandmother that did that. Same reason. You're a child. Fuck off. Go play outside.
Certainly, this monster has a clearer will. He seeks revenge on the humans that killed his pregnant mate. In the end, the whale successfully kills all who were responsible or who got in his way, leaving the one human alive that had sympathy for him. This movie is not very good from a critical point of view, but it left a mark on me since it seemed as though the monster was the hero all along. The horror of that stuck with me. No matter how scared I was of this monster, I also felt immense sympathy for it. When man interrupts or attempts to control nature rather than working alongside it, they do incredible harm to us all. Although
I don't understand. Mutated killer sharks. I'm supposed to be sympathetic for? Or you need to destroy it?
Love the beast.
No.
Embrace the monster that will eat you. Azathoth will consume us all.
There are problems with this story. It at least attempts to reconcile the struggle between man and beast while acknowledging the usual ritual is flawed.
What ritual? What? Wait a second. Is it the blood ritual where you kill everything? Oh my God. did we have to pay attention to the term ritual and she used it throughout the video to know what she's talking about, or is it just something else?
Yes, this is going to be on the test at the end of the video.
Apparently. What ritual?
Rachel Carson is quoted as saying, "Man has long talked somewhat arrogantly about the conquest of nature. Now he has the power to achieve his boast. It is our misfortune, it may well be our final tragedy, that this power has not been tempered with wisdom, but has been marked by irresponsibility, that there is all too little awareness that man is a part of nature, and that the price of conquest may well be the destruction of man himself." Most eloquently, Caputi states that this...
Caputi? Who? Who are these?
She was the one that wrote that book earlier. That word that you were curious about, ecolistic.
Oh, the essay. She wrote that essay on
yeah, Jaws.
Jaws being
something.
a patriarchal whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. That woman.
God.
Approach invariably comes back to bite us in the ass. Because our belief...
Because someone read or wrote a book called Jaws?
But because your Americanism is not working with nature but against it.
Really? Tell that.
And that's by the way that's not all of the Americans. The farmers know what they're doing, and a lot of them have German heritage. And here in Germany, at least when we go out on a hike, we leave the forest in better condition than we found it. It's so crazy. When you go on a hike, Germans pick up trash that is randomly lying about in the forest that some asshole left there.
Yeah, that's one of the philosophies in Japan. There's no real public garbage disposal things. You have to go bring your garbage with you to wherever you're going.
We work with nature, just as the Japanese do. And it's big industrialists who are the problem. It's the Chinese who are the problem. The Chinese government, for that matter, which controls all the industry in China, as it is always the case in socialism. Because when you complain about corporatism, you're actually complaining about socialism, because the corporation is part of the state. And that's what socialism is in the end. No matter how much money they make. It's not about, socialism is so poor and it cares about giving to the poor. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You are the cog in the machine, the replaceable, irrelevant little thing, the human flesh bag. That's what you are in it. If you think, that's what capitalism does, it's both. Both are the same thing. There is no red pill. They're both blue pills. One just got painted red. And that's how they keep you in the matrix. End of line.
Oh, we are in the last minute so far, minute and a half, actually. So she's getting philosophical. I don't know if you remember her previous videos. She had this weird belief that, I can't remember which video it was, but the philosophy was, it makes me think that all of us are related. We're all one and together in life. And you're like, wow, you got that from watching a movie? That's your big takeaway? Like, okay. Great. So maybe there's some philosophy here she's going to share with us from watching a bunch of B movies about sharks.
That man were ordained by the heavens is somehow more powerful than nature.
The heavens also ordain nature, if you want to use that argument. So I don't know what you mean by more powerful.
Will destroy us. It rears its ugly head when politicians claim that miracles will solve great problems such as extreme global temperatures.
Thank you. Yes, you're right.
Or deadly pandemics. When they claim that no action is needed
because
someone somewhere will come along to take up a holy weapon against the darkness.
Texas's lieutenant governor suggests grandparents are willing to die for U.S. What? Huh?
Is that some new eugenics scheme like the MAID thing in Canada?
March 24th, 2020. So just when COVID started. Huh. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I don't read USA Today.
That's funny, but okay.
Themselves for us all. This is the myth of Jaws, and the myth that every shark movie thereafter must contend with.
These animals are not the great powerful monsters that some people have made them out to be over the years. I don't know who did
Oh
it,
yeah,
but he should deserve the speaking
Peter
to.
Benchley tried
Miller
to.
launched a significant literary, cinematic, and scientific
Yeah, he
career.
regretted writing the
Benchley
book
has
now.
admitted he couldn't, in good conscience, write Jaws today.
Yep.
So he spent the last 30 years studying sharks.
Luckily, we're starting to find examples that move beyond Jaws.
So because his book caused a film, which then caused a bunch of B movies, which are goofy, to put them honestly.
He saw the phenomenon with Jaws, and people were scared to go in the water after that. You know the memes and all of that about Jaws. He's like, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done?
That's there's
now
good.
people
There are reasons why we
terrified of
have.
sharks.
Yeah, no, there's reasons why we have with those shark fences in the water after like 200 meters. There's reasons for that because people have died from sharks going to beaches and what
Right.
have you. So that's real. Yes, they're mostly docile, but they're still predators.
Yeah, I think it was like an uptick in like shark hunting, and
Oh,
he was
really?
like, "Oh shit, what have I done?"
Well-
I think it was like Damon X in chat says it caused the paranoia and shark hunts. Yeah,
That's different.
so
Yeah, they are still dangerous.
I'm still talking about Peter Benchley. He's like, he realized he was like, "Oh shit, what have I done?" Now he's spent like up until his dying breath, he was trying to like defend sharks in a sense.
Okay.
But yeah, he couldn't write another book about shark where the shark is the villain.
Yeah.
Disaster, horror, survival, and adventure, and in exploring what the shark represents, we might be able to finally atone for all of the damage that has been done to both nature and that dark, vengeful goddess inside us all.
The fuck?
That image you show has a penis. That's not a goddess.
The dark,
Oh yeah, you can see it.
vengeful goddess inside us. So we have this anima that is feminine in all of our souls
Called yin.
that we have to appease for some reason. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, you don't appease it. You tell it to sit down and shut up.
By not watching shark movies? I don't know.
Like, grow the fuck up. Yin is your immature bullshit part.
When we talk about the dark or the shadow self or Jungian psychology, we're not trying to appease or trying to deal with our subconscious or unconscious minds.
You cannot appease evil.
Well, you can't deal with things you can't grasp, and you have no concept of what's inside you to that capacity. We use it as images to symbolize what we think is going on. There's no animus or anima telling us what to do. So
bloody hell.
I don't know what she's trying to say. Oh my God. Spend 2 years tops studying psychology. You'll figure it out. Oh, this is just a bunch of symbolic mumbo jumbo. That's Freud for you. And you take about 10% of Freud and you go, okay, there's value there. The rest is all crap. That's fine. But to take it this seriously from a Sumerian creation myth is like, wow, you are really reaching, honey.
I had the option today to buy a biography of Wilhelm Reich, and I left it. I wonder if I'll pick it up later.
Well, this has not been one of her worst videos, but it's been pretty.
Have we seen her before?
Oh, I have. Oh, yeah. We've covered her since 2020, 2021, I think.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She did the Monomyth. She did the Heroine's Journey, and then
that was her.
Yeah. Then she did the
my
American
God.
Monomyth or whatever it was called.
Complete nonsense.
And she keeps that same, like, this is all she knows. She knows feminism, she knows the Monomyth, and all the versions of it. That's it.
So she had her brain fried by bullshit.
And politics, of course, because
Poor lady. Because she sounds as if she could make logical statements. She just
No.
doesn't realize that nothing that she says is logical.
she is the person that sits in
It's
lecture hall
imitation.
and just goes yes, regurgitates, and then when she opens her mouth to explain herself, it's like you're 14.
Whatever authority person said.
I think. I don't know, because I don't know if you listened to the first half of this
No.
video. She'll jump between the essay she's reading from someone else the Foucault student or whatever who came up with the postmodern gobbledygook, and then she'll use her own words, and it's like, wow, that is a big drop in vocabulary and explanation. So, whew, I did not take any notes because I would have used every sentence against her. So, I don't want to do that.
This is insane.
She's done. Yeah, she's done. Okay, good.
Yay!
Huzzah! Go to the
feminine
memes.
gaze. Yay!
Oh, good lord.
The fem fan experience. Star Wars Rings of Power. You're not a fan if you like Rings of Power. You're just a piece of crap.
All right, let's get to memes.
Yay!
What do we got?
After.
Hey, it's that shark something. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Hold on, let me...
Beats me. Florida man. Oh, Florida man bitten by.
It's Jeff.
Florida man bitten by shark. Punched by monkey twice. Struck by lightning. Bitten by snake. Nature. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Har har.
Nothing can kill Florida.
Nope.
Knock knock. Who's there? Candygram.
Oh, Land Shark. It was an SNL skit back in the 70s.
Oh wow.
They did it was basically a spoof of Jaws, but on land, essentially. It was Chevy Chase doing the voice of the shark.
All right.
They had John Belushi as Hooper.
Oh,
and,
really?
Dan Aykroyd as Chief Brody.
Jeez.
Yep. And they had the shark attacking women in their apartments, and then they would cut to Belushi and Dan Aykroyd at like some office, and they're like, this was not a boating accident. You know, they were making fun of Jaws, and they were dressed like the characters too.
Oh, jeez.
It's hilarious.
Sharks in a tornado. Still more plausible than a shark who roars like a lion.
Oh yeah, that was Jaws 4.
Oh.
That was weird.
What?
The ending of Jaws 4 actually has the shark be stabbed by a boat?
Chat. If you want to know something really weird, there was a plot point that was dropped from Jaws 4. The shark in that movie was brought to life by voodoo.
Cool.
And that's why it was hunting the wife for whatever reason. And they're like, "No, this is stupid. Let's drop that."
So there is a Jaws movie.
Weekend at Sharky's.
Where it's a woman, and yes, it is what it looks like. Guaranteed to get you back into the water. Gums.
Sounds like a parody.
A Class A parody of Jaws, side-splitting absurdity.
Look at the review. Look at who we're doing the reviews. Hustler and Playboy.
Oh, good lord.
So it's a porno?
Maybe.
Oh, God, I want to look this up now.
If we found anything, that it is that porn writers care.
Yeah, they will make a parody out of anything.
Speaking of B movies with sharks, top 50 shitty shark movies. Yeah, I bet half of the stuff she mentioned are in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why she took it so seriously. She took the themes so seriously of all these B movies. Like, yeah, I guess you could talk about it, but you really got to quote properly. Fucking shark hate me. Holy, that is like Dave Chappelle.
Old.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is old.
That is not a VTuber.
That is the best
VTuber.
shark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she is no more.
Oh.
Yeah, she quit.
She got eaten by corporate.
Kaiju. That looks really cool. Oh, wow. Nice.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Yeah.
A bunch of sharks get put on anabolic steroids. Deep Blue Sea.
Yep.
All right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wit and Folly. Masculine. Did I read that right? Masculine violence?
Masculine.
Masculine. I can't read that word anymore.
It's lost all meaning to you.
It's patriarchal or so. I don't know.
It's lost all meaning to you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear her talk as a normal person. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
What do we got here? I could barely see it.
It's a guy turning into a shark.
I don't know.
I can't even. Yeah, even when I click on it, it's still small.
Roger Corman's Jaws knockoff that Steven Spielberg himself said was the best. Piranha? Lost River Lake was a thriving resort until they discovered piranha.
Yeah, it was a bunch of prehistoric piranha. It was a bunch of prehistoric piranha.
Interesting.
They had a remake back in the early 2000s with Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my God! Punch hippies in their dumb monkey faces.
That's the guy in the background with his hands in his pockets. That's me watching this. Like, yep, this is pretty cool.
I don't know what's going on, but
That is Ron Swanson's dad.
I'm here for the violence.
Why is this black man punching this dude? I don't know.
No, but I'm here
It's
for
a
it.
hippie. It's okay. It's
okay.
He looks like a high school teacher on break. He's like, what's going on, kids? Boom.
Oof.
All right, you're just playing.
That's
right next to
recess. Having a good time. All right, we're done.
Beautiful.
Wild. Wit and folly, once a year. That's all we need.
That I don't think more can be.
It's just going to be the monomyth with
witnessed.
women and blood sacrifice and Trump and Hillary Clinton. And Moloch, or whatever the god's name was.
Tiamat, I think it was. Tiamat.
And penis envy and Freud and Jung and,
And castration.
Yeah, Jesus.
Befriend the monster that tries to eat you.
All right, well.
It's in Steven Universe all over again.
Time to check out that R-rated parody of Jaws.
I want to know more about that.
From the 70s. All right. Anyway, hope you guys had a good time. That was Wit and Folly from way back when. Same old, but not as crazy. Honestly, not as crazy as her Four Wombs and TLJ spiel.
What?
That was.
Have I repressed all the memory?
You might not have been around for that, but that was with LitDev and myself. We were having a great time. That was wild. Okay. So, have yourself a good one. Enjoy the evening and your morning tomorrow. The weather's weird. Today it's got cooler now. It warmed up a bit. So I don't know what's happening tomorrow. Hopefully it'll rain.
Called April.
It feels like fall actually. Yeah, some weird weather. But
wait, it's July.
I know.
Damn it.
Anyway, have yourself a good one. Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you later. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Yeah. So I'm looking it up. There's a Wikipedia article for that Gums movie. It's a softcore